news are this evening. And this is 24 hours after the GoFirst airline declared bankruptcy and said that it would have to shut down operations for at least 3 days. This left passengers completely stranded in different parts of the country. There was absolute chaos as passengers were running around for refunds, sometimes nowhere close to the next ticket that they would have to buy, leading to several questions. We spoke to several passengers. Listen into their ordeal.
हमारी गोवा की फ्लाइट थी।
कितने बजे की?
हमारी सुबह की थी 7:30 बजे की। हमारी फिर कैंसिल हो गई थी, फिर हमने एट अ टाइम दूसरी की है और अभी हम दूसरी से ही जा रहे हैं। अभी रिफंड कुछ नहीं दिया, ऑन स्पॉट हमें कुछ पैसे एक्स्ट्रा लगा के अभी हमने दूसरी फ्लाइट करी है एट अ टाइम।
कितनी कॉस्टली पड़ी आपको दूसरी फ्लाइट?
हमें 8-10 हज़ार महंगी पड़ गई है।
Definitely some action should be taken by DGCI because they should be penalized. And I don't know, it's ultimately customer who suffers.
अगली फ्लाइट हम लोगों को 19,000 का पड़ रहा है इंडिगो का।
तो आप करवाएंगे?
नहीं कर, पैसे नहीं है ना, अभी खाने का सोचे हैं या फिर 19,000 इतना ज़्यादा पैसे, हम लोग लेबर आदमी हैं। अभी वो बोल रहे हैं कि हम लोग आपको मेल कर चुके हैं, लेकिन हमारे पास कोई मेल आया नहीं।
There is some breaking news coming in on the show. It is as far as the NCLT proceedings are concerned. In fact, Arunil bringing us those informations that NCLT will be hearing the GoFirst insolvency case on the 4th of May. GoFirst has moved the NCLT Delhi seeking voluntary initiation of insolvency proceedings. Arunil, what does this mean for the airline itself? Because they have ceased operations for 3 days. Will a speedy hearing be able to resolve the issues that GoFirst is looking at?
But at least the passengers can hope so. At least the employees of GoFirst can hope so, because this is an extremely serious issue, Madhav. After Jet Airways, this is the first Indian Airlines in a long time which has filed for bankruptcy. On May 2nd, basically, GoFirst has filed for insolvency, and it will be it has approached the NCLT now, National Company Law Tribunal, for seeking voluntary initiation of the insolvency proceedings. So whether these proceedings will be conducted smoothly, because GoFirst has mentioned that it is facing a huge financial crunch, and because of that only, Madhav, it has stopped its operations for around 2 days. In fact, Tailspin has been speaking to many such passengers who have faced inconvenience because of this. The employees of GoFirst are also being left in the lurch, left in the dark about what lies with respect to the future of GoFirst Airlines. So what exactly happened in the NCLT proceedings, we will be keeping a close eye on that, Madhav.
All right, thanks so much for joining us with that update there, Arunil. In fact, let's quickly switch focus and tell our viewers that this is a call-in segment. If you know someone, a friend, a family relative or a colleague who has been stranded, has had to face a very harrowing time, or are even planning to travel in the near future, do call us, express yourselves. We have with us two experts in the field of aviation. Jitendra Bhargav is with us, former ED of Air India. Captain Amit Singh, founder of Safety Foundation, also joins us. Jitendra Bhargav, let me begin by asking you, when Times Now reported the Pratt and Whitney engine issue, there were many who said that, no, why are you raising this? This is hardly an issue. There were several naysayers, including several industry experts. And look at where it has reached. One couldn't have imagined, and in fact, I covered that story extensively, that things would come to such a pass, where this is one safety issue that would actually drag down an airline.
I think this
Mr.
question
Bhargav,
is
can you hear
from.
me?
Yeah, I can. Okay.
Yes, Mr.
Yeah,
Bhargav,
I recall when the engine crisis had come up and airlines were world over have been impacted. There was hue and cry at that time, but then this chapter was forgotten. Now, what we are talking about is that December 19, GoFirst had 7% of its fleet on ground, which gradually increased in December 22 to 50% of the fleet. Now, question is, can anybody imagine a problem to persist for such a long period and to take a toll of an airline? I can't visualize it or find any other example in aviation history where somebody says, look, a problem emanated 3 years ago and we are paying a price now. And look at the suddenness of the entire thing. GoFirst comes out in public domain and says, we've cancelled flight for the next 3 days. We've gone to the NCLT for voluntary insolvency. Now, we have never heard, and passengers are bound to be hostile to the airline, cry horse on it, because
Absolutely.
Don't forget, it's the
And it's
summer
not
season.
fair.
People travel with families.
Absolutely.
And once-
Plans are made
and
months in advance. People, save pennies, save every penny to fly to their hometowns or perhaps take their dream holiday that they have been planning for years in some instances. In this case, all those dreams could potentially come crashing down. Please stay with us, Captain Amit Singh and Jitendra Bhargav, because we have our viewers who are joining us on the phone line. Our first viewer with us is Mala from Bengaluru. Yes, Mala.
It's not Mala, it is Bala, please.
Beg your pardon. Completely sorry for the change in name. Yeah, please go ahead.
Well, we have booked a ticket a month back through Make My Trip to fly to Fort Blair. And this news is so sudden. Nobody knows there is a... Are you hearing me? Are you hearing
Yes,
me?
please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. There is no news, nothing. We just went to Delhi and came back. And we have seen flight was flying just beginning of the month, declaring insolvency. It cannot be so certain what the airlines ministry is doing. We all work in a corporate. We understand there is a sign of it. And we are trying to call the airlines. There's nobody
Right.
to pick up. We understand the employees are looking for the job. And the agents like Make My Trip just waving the hand, hey, it's only till 5th. I'm flying on 20th. So 19th, they are
Right.
going to say, hey, it is not...
Well,
that
all should have
I'm-
been
I'm on
called. All should have been called. There's no two ways about it. As you rightly said, there is a system in place. The very fact that there's so much of surprise associated with it is going to raise some serious questions of everyone from the ministry to the regulator and what they are doing to ease the passengers' pain and suffering. Thanks so much, Bala, for joining us. Satish is our next viewer joining us. Yes, Satish.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Satish, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Satish. We are from Bombay. In fact, I need not say because I don't know whether Mr. Jitendra Bhargav is already just spoke. He's a expert of this field. He knows me if he remembers. I'm a musician. Anyway, so I just wanted to say that I think somewhere down the line I find the management of like Jet Airways crumbled like pack of cards for no reason, and now Go Air suddenly, which was doing well, and the passengers are left high and dry. And I understand aviation industry is a table loss project generally. That is what my personal observation. But somewhere on the line, I think some financial management looks to be a problem with the company. That is why these things happen, according to me.
Absolutely, and that's why regulators need to be that much more careful. They have taken airlines on surveillance and they have taken exemplary checks that have happened in the past. But why did that not happen in this particular case is a very big question. Rangraj is our next viewer. Yes, Rangraj.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Madhav. Yeah, I'm calling from Bangalore. Actually, my daughter was supposed to travel from Ahmedabad to Bangalore day after tomorrow. And she's worried because she had to participate. She wanted to vote in the election for the first time. And the second thing is, we are not able to find any alternative flight. The prices are so high, we just cannot be affording the pricing. So we have been left stranded.
Yes.
In fact, morning I checked it out with the airlines. They said nothing to worry. Just now she got the mail saying that, stating that it has been cancelled. So will we get any alternative?
Well, with flight caps and price caps being removed post-COVID, the prices have been skyrocketing for the last 5 months or so, and there have been several such complaints of extremely exorbitant tickets for last-minute travelers, and that's something and somewhere both the regulator and the ministry have to be sensitive to passengers' concerns, because it's crisis situations like these where such exorbitant prices make a huge difference. Let me quickly bring in Vijay from Bengaluru as well. Yes, Vijay.
Hey. I mean, this is ridiculous. Basically, when we look at the things, so we booked the tickets 4 months back, and till the evening, we are no clue what's happening on that. So when we go to airport,
Right, that's the point. That's the point. Why did they not inform? That's a very big point that you're making. Why did they not inform in advance? Anurag is our next viewer joining us from Noida. Yes, Anurag. Anurag, can you hear us? All right, I think we've lost that line with Anurag. Let me quickly bring in Captain Amit Singh. Captain Amit Singh, I want you to respond to these concerns that have been raised by several. And there are many red flags here. This is a system where there has to be, adequate regulation. There is also something called corporate governance. How could this issue have been allowed to fester for so long and for it to manifest at a time when Indian aviation has actually surpassed the COVID levels? That's what makes it even more shocking, that this is a time one would have ordinarily thought airlines would be doing well, given particularly the high prices that they are charging. It's the exact opposite that has happened in this case. Captain Amit Singh.
If we look at the passenger numbers and the load factor, even GoFirst was doing well. But looking at the aircraft and the engine availability, so GoFirst is basically putting it on the engine manufacturer, the Pratt and Whitney engines. They need about 103 engines. At present, they have close to 50. So they have a shortfall. 28 aircrafts are on ground. With 50% of the 52% of the fleet grounded, their basically revenue has dropped from $2.8 million in 15 to $1.22 million. So the operating revenue has dropped. So how can they sustain? They basically started the whole process very late of arbitration. In March, they went to Singapore for arbitration. And they had an order in their favor. So order basically said that the manufacturer will provide about 10 engines immediately within 30 days, starting from March. So by March end, they would have got 10 engines. And then the rest of the engines which are required for repair and all, those would be taken up by the manufacturer. But Pratt and Whitney refused to basically comply with the orders. So April again, they sent another notice, and there was some arbitration, and an order passed again for that compliance. Still nothing happened. Finally, they have reached the US courts for implementation of this order. And what the manufacturer now says is that they can provide only 3 engines, and maybe a few later by the end of the year. So even if they give 10 engines, which was agreed in Singapore court, in the arbitration, they could not have all 50 aircrafts back. So even if, so this is a fallacy that it is purely and squarely blamed on the engine manufacturer. So it is the management of the company which has been unstable, frequent changes in the top positions of the CEO, on the operations heads, etc. So those are the issues basically that they need to work on. And rather than the ministry...
Absolutely. And in fact, the management, as you rightly say... Yeah. And certainly, the role of the ministry, the role of the regulator also comes in. Let me quickly bring in some more viewers who are with us. Ramesh is here with us from Mumbai. Yes, Ramesh.
Yeah, Mr. Madhav. They are cheating the public. Still, they are accepting the booking. Just day before yesterday, I booked from Mumbai to Srinagar for my Amarnath Yatra. After 2 hours, I got this in news that their flights are grounded. When they know that their flights are grounded, why they accept my booking?
Very unfortunate.
Still they are
very unfortunate indeed. That's certainly something that should not have happened. Well, certainly questions about what will happen. Can we afford another airline to crash in the way it is? Perhaps looking at and what is the impact it will have on prices, particularly in peak holiday season, and why should passengers be the ones who have to suffer because of this? All of these are very important questions. The ministry has said that the airline will have to take care of those who have valid tickets and provide them alternate accommodation. Why is that not happening on ground is a very, very big question indeed. Jitendra Bhargav, as well as Captain Amit Singh, I'd like to thank both of you for joining us and all our viewers for calling us and expressing your views on this sensational development. With that, it's a wrap on Newshour this evening. Thanks so much for joining us.
You were watching the News Hour at 9. Stay tuned.